Okay, let's take a look at a typical homework problem from section 3.3. This is problem number 6. And it's got the annual tuition at the 10 most expensive colleges in the United States for a recent year. And they tell you what the colleges are. And they say they have a thought question. Can this top 10 list tell us anything about the standard deviation of the population of all U.S. colleges? So we'll get to that. But first, all of these questions want you to find the variance and the standard deviation and the range. So let's get to those. And again, we definitely want to use technology at this point. So pull up StatDisk and go ahead and type the numbers in. And first thing to do, of course, is to make sure that you have no typos in the numbers. That's an easy place to get these wrong, but 54,410, yeah, check all the rest of them. Make sure that they're right. Once you have those in properly, we'll go ahead and have StatDisk crunch the numbers. And by the way, we're using StatDisk, but whatever technology you might end up using in the future is going to have pretty similar ideas, right? You can do this in Excel, you can do this in lots of other programs. So again, we'll go to data and we'll do explore data and get some descriptive statistics. And we'll have to pick that we want that first column. So let's say column 1 and evaluate. And there's the same information we got last time about the mean and the median and all that. But we are more interested now in the standard deviation, which is listed. It's about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thing down. And the variance is right above it. And the range is a couple lines below it. So we can copy all three of those numbers down. Let's see if I can get everything on here. Yeah. So the let's start with the variance is 108.1782. Let's see. 108.1782 point something. 0.27. Just round to the nearest cent since this is dollars. Although variance, keep in mind how we got variance. The units on this thing are actually, because these are squared numbers, right? The units are this weird unit of dollars squared. And that's variance. Standard deviation. Let's see, the standard deviation is 1040.09. And unit on that one is just dollars, not dollars squared, because we took the square root, so just dollars. And then the last thing we needed to get off of this calculation was the range, which is 3535. And the range is also in dollars. There's actually not a huge amount of standard deviation here in the costs of tuition for the top 10 colleges, $1,000. And I checked Sarah Lawrence, which is this top one, this 54,410, is actually hasn't gone up a whole lot since our book was published. We're using an old edition of the book, but Sarah Lawrence is only $57,000 a year now. You want to compare that to Skagit Valley College, maybe. SVC, the students pay an average in $3,269 in tuition. Anyway, let's get back to the problem. And the last part of this is this thought question that says, can this top 10 list tell us anything about standard deviation of the population of all U.S. college tuitions? So keep in mind, these are the top 10. All right, so if you look, I don't know if tuition is normally distributed, but suppose it looks something like that. Our sample, the 10 colleges we looked at, all came from right there. And if we looked at that mean and that, I mean, that's why our standard deviation is relatively small, right? Because we are just looking at the very top edge. And the full standard deviation of all colleges in the United States looks very different than that, right? It's the mean for all colleges is around here, and the standard deviation is going to be much bigger. It's probably going to be about like that, right? To cover most of the data with a couple in each direction. So for all colleges, it's probably much bigger than this 1,040. Okay, I think that's all that we need to say about this problem. And the other homework problems are fairly similar to this one. They're using the same data sets as they're using in 3-2. So if they seem familiar, if you're getting a sense of deja vu, you're right.